Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's super important for anyone thinking about retirement. We're counting down the top 10 worst places to retire in the US. We're going to talk about high costs of living, brutal weather, and so much more. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Grab your reading glasses and your heating pads, because this is going to be fun. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the city that never sleeps, New York City. The culture, the food, the rats the size of small dogs. But that energy comes at a price. Literally. The cost of living in New York is astronomical. We're talking rent that could rival a small country's GDP, and don't even get me started on the price of a bagel and schmear. New York's healthcare is notoriously difficult to navigate, especially for seniors. Long wait times, confusing insurance networks, and a general lack of personalized care can make this aspect of retirement pretty stressful. And you'll have to be quick, because the crowds and constant hustle and bustle of New York can be overwhelming. So, while the city might hold a certain appeal, retirement in New York City is not for the faint of heart or the light of wallet. Next up at number 9, we're heading west to Los Angeles. LA might seem like a retiree's paradise at first glance. Endless sunshine, beautiful beaches, and a laid-back vibe, right? Well, sure, if you can afford it. The cost of living in Los Angeles is almost as high as its palm trees, and housing is a particularly painful punch to the gut. And don't think you'll be escaping to the beach to ease the financial pain, because traffic in LA is the stuff of legends. Spending your golden years stuck on the 405 freeway is not exactly what I'd call a relaxing retirement. The focus on appearances and status can be a tough adjustment, especially if your claim to fame is winning your local shuffleboard tournament. So, while Los Angeles might have its perks, retiring there can feel like starring in your own personal financial thriller. At number 8, we find ourselves in Miami. Miami is known for its vibrant nightlife, beautiful beaches, and, well, that's pretty much it. If you're looking for a place with a strong sense of community, affordable living, and a slower pace of life, you might want to keep looking. Plus, Miami is hot, like really hot, and humid. And speaking of nightmares, have you ever experienced a hurricane? Because Miami is basically hurricane central. Miami might not be as expensive as New York or LA, but it's still no walk in the park, especially if you're on a fixed income. So, while Miami might be a great place to visit, retiring there is a different story. Number 7, Phoenix, Arizona, where the heat can fry an egg and your retirement savings. We're heading to Phoenix, Arizona, where the sun shines bright and the cost of living can leave you feeling burned. Phoenix is known for its year-round sunshine and warm weather, which is a major draw for retirees. But let's be real, there's a difference between warm and I can bake cookies on my dashboard hot. Phoenix summers are notoriously brutal, and I'm not just talking about the heat. The intense sun and dry air can be tough on seniors, especially those with health conditions. Plus, have you ever tried to navigate a city with a heat index of 115 degrees? It's not exactly conducive to active aging, so while Phoenix has its perks, it might feel more like a retirement inferno than a retirement paradise. Number 6, Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha doesn't come cheap. Aloha and welcome to paradise. Or is it? Honolulu might be a dream vacation spot, but retiring there? That's a whole other wave you might not want to ride. Honolulu is often romanticized as a retirement haven, with its stunning beaches, lush rainforests, and laid-back island vibe. But that laid-back vibe can quickly disappear when you see the cost of living. Hawaii is one of the most expensive states in the US, and Honolulu is no exception. From groceries to housing, everything costs more, which can put a serious strain on retirement savings. Living on an island might sound idyllic, but it also means you're far from family and friends, and traveling back and forth can be expensive and time-consuming. So, while Honolulu might seem like a tropical paradise, retiring there can feel more like a financial shipwreck. Number 5, Newark, New Jersey. Hold on to your wallets, folks, because at number 5, we're venturing into a city that's not for the financially faint of heart, or the faint of smell for that matter. That's right, we're talking about Newark, New Jersey. Newark often gets a bad rap, and let's be honest, some of it is deserved. The city has struggled with crime, poverty, and environmental issues for years. One of the biggest drawbacks is the air quality. Newark is located near several major highways and industrial areas, which contributes to poor air quality. So, while Newark might be conveniently located near New York City, retiring there might leave you feeling more stressed than blessed. Number 4. Detroit, Michigan, Motor City Breakdown, Retirement Edition. Revving up at number 4 is a city that was once a symbol of American industrial might, but now faces its fair share of challenges. Detroit has a rich history and a certain gritty charm, but it's also a city that's been hit hard by economic decline. One of the biggest concerns for retirees in Detroit is the lack of access to quality health care. Many hospitals and clinics have closed in recent years, and those that remain are often overcrowded and understaffed. Detroit has one of the highest crime rates in the country, which can make retirees feel vulnerable and isolated. So, for retirees who are looking for a safe, affordable, and comfortable place to live out their golden years, Detroit might not be the best option. Coming in at number 3, we're heading to the Midwest, to a city known for its iconic arch and, well, that's about it. St. Louis might have its charms, but it also has a lot of factors working against it when it comes to retirement. For starters, the crime rate in St. Louis is alarmingly high, especially violent crime. This can make retirees feel unsafe and anxious, which isn't exactly conducive to enjoying your golden years. And while the cost of living in St. Louis is relatively low, so are the wages. Plus, St. Louis doesn't exactly have the most vibrant cultural scene. If you're not into staring at a giant arch all day, you might find yourself bored and restless in St. Louis. And let's not forget about the weather. St. Louis experiences all 4 seasons, and by that I mean scorching hot summers, freezing cold winters, and a whole lot of unpredictable weather in between. Hold on to your hats, folks, because at number 2, we're braving the frigid shores of Lake Erie to explore a city that's, well, it's Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio, often affectionately called the mistake on the lake, might have a certain rough-around-the-edges charm, but it's not exactly a retirement paradise. For starters, the weather is brutal. We're talking long, harsh winters with lake-effect snow that will make you want to hibernate until spring. The city has a high crime rate, particularly property crime, which can make retirees feel vulnerable and unsafe. Cleveland's economy has struggled in recent years, and job opportunities are scarce, especially for seniors who might be looking for part-time work or a second career. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the number 1 worst place to retire in the US. Drumroll, please. It's Baltimore, Maryland. Now, I know what you're thinking. Baltimore? But what about the Inner Harbor, and the crab cakes, and, the Ravens? And yes, Baltimore does have its good points, but unfortunately, when it comes to retirement, the bad outweighs the good. For starters, Baltimore has a serious crime problem. We're talking one of the highest murder rates in the country, and property crime isn't much better. Retirees want to feel safe and secure in their homes and communities, and unfortunately, Baltimore just doesn't offer that. Baltimore has one of the highest poverty rates in the country, which contributes to a whole host of other problems, like unemployment, homelessness, and a lack of resources. So, if you're thinking about retiring to Charm City, you might want to reconsider, unless you're a fan of crime, poverty, and a struggling school system. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 worst places to retire in the US. We've explored cities with sky-high costs of living, scorching hot weather, and crime rates that would make even Batman nervous. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. And let us know in the comments where you think the worst place to retire is. See you next time.